And we will continue our series specifically looking at the variation of thinking between men and women. On yesterday, we talked about men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and the myth and the potential harm that such a line of thinking can really create in terms of a disconnect between men and women. Today we will talk specifically about the desires of a man. Let's first begin by defining desire. Desire simply means to cleave to attach. So when we talk about desires of a man, we're talking about that which he cleaves to and that which he attaches himself to. When we look at a list of things that some think are worth cleaving to, and yet when we look at a list of things that a man must cleave to if he is to obtain peace of mind and happiness, you'll see very quickly that those two lists are variable and they are distinctly different. What every man thinks he wants to cleave to is different than what he needs to cleave to. What every man thinks he needs in order to have a healthy attachment is probably different than what he really desires to have a healthy attachment. What every man thinks he must have in order to have a healthy attachment is probably not that important after all. What every man thinks he needs in order to have a happy attachment are probably not the things he really needs. What every man's, you hear the term man cave? What every man's man cave must have, so he think, may not be the things that his man cave really needs for him to have a healthy attachment or a healthy desire. And what every man thinks he wants to hear in terms of having a healthy attachment may not really be the things that he really needs to hear. So let's make sure that as we begin the study of the desires of a man, that we understand the real definition simply means to cleave to and to attach. Let's look specifically now at men and desire. So when we look at men and the things that really are wholesome to cling to, and when we look at men and we look at the things that are really healthy to attach to, I've relegated the list down to basically three things. Men need to see that they are not isolated in just work. That's a real need for men to have a healthy life, is to really begin to understand and cleave to this understanding that life is not just work. And men need a healthy variation of life. Secondly, men need to see that there is someone who resembles him. Men must begin to appreciate that God has put someone in this earth that resembles him but is different from him. Not different at Venus and he's at Mars, but man must see that there is someone like him but different, male, female. He must see that there's someone socially like him, someone that thinks financially like him, someone that has morals that are upstanding like him, someone that is spiritual like him, and someone that really prides relationships like him. Men desire, whether they realize it or not, these two components. And a third component. Men must desire to know the person who resembles them. When we talked earlier about the definition of Eve, and it really means life, It means to understand and appreciate that life in a very high regard. That's really a desire of a man, or it should be, is to crave for an appreciation and a high regard for the one who resembles him. And when those components are in place, then that man is fulfilling the purpose assigned to him by the God who created him. These things that I'm about to share with you are mostly true. There appears to be certain attributes that men are desirous to see in females. The desires to see and to know attributes are present, but must not be concluded as being the same as saying all men will joyfully embrace the attributes that their heart desire. In other words, men will say, I really want and I desire to cleave to a female like this, but yet he may not really comfortably cleave to the female like that. Let me illustrate it. One might desire a frugal woman, but not embrace her if he must curtail his own personal appetite of spending. One might desire a beautiful, fashionable woman, but may not embrace her due to his own personal insecurities surrounding himself. One might desire a God-fearing woman, but may not embrace her when she will not support his ungodly attitudes, his ungodly behaviors, and his ungodly conversations, and on and on. So men may say, I desire a frugal, or I desire a beautiful, or I desire a God-fearing woman, but the desire does not in and of itself suggest that he will embrace even a healthy desire. True male desire to be cultivated and embraced properly must be from good counsel. In the book of Proverbs chapter 20, verses 5 through 7, counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Most men will proclaim every one his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find? The just man walk in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. Basically what you have in Proverbs 20 verses 5 through 7 is a summary of what we've talked about today in Family Basics 101. Counsel in the heart of a man. When a man really understands what healthy desires are like, it's like deep waters. And the deeper the water, the more that man is going to figure out a way to draw it out, because in drawing from the depths of that water, he is refreshing himself and he's refreshing the desires of his heart. Most men who proclaim only their own goodness, but a faithful man who can find. In other words, most people will say, these are my desires, no matter if they are healthy or unhealthy. But a faithful man who really understands healthy desires, that man can walk in the upright of integrity and clarity of who he is and what is really important in life. And then generationally, his children are going to be a clear walker in better understandings, not only socially, but also spiritually, financially, and even maritally. I'll see you back in class again tomorrow when we discuss the body of a man. Don't be late and don't skip class.